South America, they are marginalized people. I say marginalized because I stress here quite clearly. I served as a village captain for 10 years. 10 years, Mr. Prasad. And during the 10 years, we have been working to try to engage agencies, companies that interact with Rupununi Mountain. And we find that we were being shelled from time to time. I say shelled in the sense that we will be informed a day before. Meet me in Aishaton coming in. We had demand to do ESIA and EIAs. And the document that they presented to us is when they came on an aircraft, they said, here we are, this is what we come to discuss. I say that's showing gross disrespect for people. What we would like to see happening is that we have that respect, working together with government, with agencies and other, whoever they are, so that we can develop a process of how we would like to see things happening. We know development. Every day, I said the other day to Mr. Singh, at the end of the day, everybody goes through a little thing in his pocket. He has a family to maintain. We can only do that by working together and ensure that we have, the word today is transparency and accountability being shared with the people. I looked through the little handout that was shared just now, and this is one of the issues I would like to touch on, and I think you can, many of you will touch on it. It says here in the only requirement for consultation is within the Amendment Act and pertains only to Amerindian village lands under title for which there are application for small and medium scale permits or license. If I recall clearly, I think when I look through the Amendment Act, it says also for land contiguous to Amerindian lands. And I say this because the Rupununi Mountain and other areas, for example in Rupununi, it's where we have a lot of illegal mining activities presently, is contiguous to Amerindian lands, title lands. We need to develop a process of how that's what we're looking for. If it goes for meeting with people, having meetings like these being put in place, then let us try to work together, Honorable Minister. So we need to do something. Many times we hear, I would say that's not true. On the ground, there are many issues that you mentioned, not only in mining. I remember when you was Minister of Agriculture, I did ask you, as the Minister of Agriculture then, to try to facilitate the upgrading of the road into Rupununi. At that time, you addressed me as Patrick Jones. The correct name is Gomes. And I want to thank you for assisting in that. At the same time, now with the new portfolio, with a new ministry, which is much bigger than that previous one, even that's a very large one. I think this one here is more, it's like trail cutting and you're on the bushing and everything you're doing. So set things in action, and you can also assist, I think. Here you, as a minister, you can assist the South Rupununi in looking at their land problem they have. I notice in some areas, I look at the LCDS, the Low Carbon Development Strategy, they are taking the 3rd edition. Because I had applied as a Tushaw for extension of rural lands, and it's recorded in that document. Receive extension is recorded in that document. Again, even though the Minister of Armed Affairs did not, or the ministry, I won't say minister, the ministry did not give a response, a letter of acknowledgement of receiving that application. Having dialogue, but then it's not legal documents there. So these are some of the things that I think as a minister that we could work towards and help to put this thing in place. Help you. And I will stop there. But I think we're touching a lot of the issues. And I will stop there, and so I'll just take the floor. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, Mr. Robert Prasad and Head Table. I am Daniel Aguilar, Tushaw of Marino, representative on the National Tushaw Council Executive. And I am here because of issues, and my people need these issues to be addressed. In support of the President of the KMCRG, what he said before, our issue is about the environmental damage and the environmental impact, what mining would impact on our livelihood. If you really watch at the blocks where you're given out right now, it's at the headwaters of Utaro. And I live about way down where the streams go down the river until it reaches Essequibo. I want to know why the GGMC did not have any consultation with my people on the eastern side of this district. It was through the women group of Ishelton that I was informed that there was a lottery given out in Ishelton. I was never informed by the GGMC personnel. I was never invited to that meeting. I get it through the source of the Women Association of Ishelton, and thank you very much for giving me that information. As it related to the Amendment Act, I was very touched by our outspoken minister. He touched on all the issues what it relates to. And we need to work together to solve this issue. Because my people decided that this impact, the environmental damage, what will happen to our communities, will cause us to lose those beautiful rivers, creeks of Utaro, by those mining blocks that will be issued at the headwaters of Utaro. There were no consultation unto this day by anybody pertaining to the GGMC. And I quote from here, Section 53 of the Amendment Act, said that the application of the GGMC Mines Commission 53, subject to the other provision of this part, if the Guyana Geological Mine Commission with concession, license, or other permission over or in any part of our village land, any land contiguous with village land, or any river, creeks, or waterway which pass through village lands, or any land contiguous with village land, the Guyana Gold and Geological Mine Commission shall first notify the village to satisfy itself that the impact of mining on the village land will not be harmful. Did I write that right before? This is our law. This is our Amendment Act. So this is our main issue, head table. And what I think should happen first is consult us. See the harmful network will have impact on our livelihood. We depend on Utaro. We are not directly involved with mining, but we are the people who will suffer from those blocks that are issued at the headwaters of Utaro. And we need to address that issue quickly. Pertaining to that, that is why we have to take a further step by going to the protest and join with the women's group of Ishelton and the Rupununi Miners Association to hear our issue so that the government could listen to us. And I'm very proud of hearing our minister saying that he will listen to us. And that was said by our president, that he is a listening president. So here we are asking to listen to us. And pertaining to that, having going to this protest immediately after there was an EPA workshop. And I, in capacity of Tushaw, was to attend that workshop. And directly after the workshop, a person came to me and said, Tushaw, are you on the list of persons to attend that EPA workshop? I said, I didn't know anything about it. But he said, there is a list here, right here. And when I checked this list, my name was there, but it was scratched out. I want to know, in my capacity of a Tushaw, why things like that would be done to me. As I stand to represent my people, I want to know why things are done. Not I alone was there. Tushaw of Shia was scratched after. So when I went back to my community, that's my evidence. And when I show my people this, and my people say, Tushaw, this is victimization to the highest level. Because we put you there, and you are here to stand to represent us. And whoever do it, we need answers. And my people are waiting for answers. An apology must be given to my people because they are waiting there in the community. This was to be an important workshop where I was stressing an EPA to come in and do the environmental impact assessment before land issues, mining were to be issued. So that is our concern from the eastern part of the district. But coming together as one Watcher people, I think our land issue must be settled first before anything else. Thank you. This workshop is to be on Monday. And another person here who went to that workshop sitting right here could explain to you more better.
A workshop in attempt facilitated by the Environmental Protection Agency dealing with the biotechnology program of Guyana. And again, that workshop was very important, I think, for the representative of the indigenous people, because when you talk about biodiversity, you talk indigenous peoples right there. So, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tushaw Daniel.
Councillor Murnau Village. Also very concerned about women's rights, children's rights, fighting for Amerindian rights. Especially our indigenous rights. I want to say, first of all, the Amerindian people of Guyana, the 9 tribes of Guyana, and we see some of us here at the head table, we have never signed a treaty. like the North Americans. We never give up our lands. We still own it. Number two, for us to protect our lands beyond Quintaro, I request and I plead with the government to give us the land as a protected area. It will be protected not just for Amerindians but all of Guyana. And I would like to request the Honorable Minister to take back to our President and all the ministers, we need a commitment from the government of today, an answer to the land our great-grandfathers have requested. Thank you.
Of a big organization, Rupununi Reform Society, and we are here for our land rights. The first thing I want to say here is that I'm glad to hear, just now the minister has mentioned, listening to him talking, that we have our rights to our land. He said that. So I want to find out here why they are not giving us our land extension. We are pleading, we are crying for our land extension. And the other thing I want to say, that we are not going to give up our land to any company. And where we are, the Quintaro, we go hunting there, we go fishing there. The forest is our hospital, it's our home, it's our supermarket where we go fishing, hunting, everything there. It's our university. My people, let us not give up. Let's not give up. Let us stand. Look at our little children here. I have children. I'm going to fight to the end for my grandchildren, my children. And we don't want, we are here. Everyone here is concerned. We don't want no lottery here. We don't want it. We want it, yes or no? The land is ours. We will manage it. It is ours. We are born and grew up here. So we are here to fight for our land. You listen to us. We are crying. I cried. I cannot sleep. We travel from far still to come here. We have to talk up. It's time we get up. We are not stupid people anymore. We are strong. We are strong, mature people. Even of my grandfather is a Tushaw. My great-grandfather, my father is here. My uncle is here. He is here to support us. And we are not going to give up. We are going to protest and we are going to fight to the end. And one of the things I'm so sad about here is that we fight 44 years for land extension. And you know what? In 2 hours, they give away our land to companies. What is that? That is respect? Or no? That is no respect. So this is what we are coming here. We are going to cry. It's time for us to cry. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chair, I will respond to Shelton, because I made sure I pull Shelton twice. From the Ministry of American Affairs, Shelton did apply for extension of land, and this was done in 2011. The letter is right here in front of me in this file, and the ministry did respond to them at the end of 2011. But while Shelton has a letter justifying, which is good, which is according to the Act, what is missing is a sketch map of the area or a description of the area. In the response to the ministry pointed out that a map is missing, a sketch map, and a full description. What is in the application is justifying why, like what we heard just now, is justifying why the village of Shelton needs this area. So the ministry did respond to the village. I'm only speaking to Shelton because I didn't know I would have met with a one hour or so I have the Shelton file with me. So I'm speaking directly to Shelton, okay? What the ministry also did is wrote GGMC, Lands and Survey, and GFC. The ministry asked the Lands and Survey to prepare a map. However, the response from Lands and Survey is because there is not a sketch map or there is not a description of the area, they're unable to prepare the map of the extension. That is what I have in my file here, and that is what I would like to see. But GGMC, GFC, and GLSC were all informed that Shelton is seeking extension to their land. So I would want to say while the application is there and the response was sent to the village council, missing is a full description of the area and a sketch map. Also, I would want to add, and Minister Prasad mentioned it earlier, while it is there, in order for us to move on, there is two important things. Also, funds to address these issues. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let me first of all commend the interventions we've had. Let me also commend the activism, the women's group, the Tushos, and the others who have spoken, and others who are sitting and certainly endorsing for their representation. You are doing what you're elected to do, and we respect that. And certainly, it is our obligation to what we've done, and will continue to do, is to continue to consult and continue to reach out. Let me address the particular issues that were raised. But before I do so, I want to pose a question. Just a simple question, and I just need you to show by hands. So it gives me an idea as to the pulse and the temperature of the response to a particular matter. How many persons in here, in this room here, are interested in the mining lottery? None. No, just one hand. I didn't ask. I don't want to see hands. So there's no one interested in the lottery. In that situation, if there is not the risk, if there's no interest, there will be no lottery. But let me say that in those areas, we will not permit illegal mining, nor will we permit Brazilians to be brought in and to operate those areas. We agree to that? And so if there's no... Non-foreigners. I'm quite sure you didn't hear what I said, right? Sometimes we... Stand up, let me see you. Let me make sure you understand what I said. I said, in that case, we will not allow any illegal mining or anyone to be brought in, including Brazilians, to operate. That's what I said. So you understand that clearly? Beautiful. So we're on the same page. The second issue that I want to address, because the reason why we were embarking on this is that persons have written to us Persons, communities have represented to us, and if there's no longer that interest, we will not embark in it. It's very simple. But I'm saying, because in some of the areas where we say no, and we agree to no, persons are brought in and operate, and you have illegal activity. Not in this particular area, but I'm talking in generally. So we need to ensure that if there is no interest in that particular area, that for the time being, we will not embark on any additional lottery for that area. The second issue that I want us to address is the issue of consultation and interaction. I'm not sure what the particular matter was raised about the workshop that was held at Lethem and why it was, and I will ask that be investigated, because that's not the policy. An representative of the government at the state agency, I will apologize on their behalf. But that is not how we do business. And that is not how things ought to be done. If you have a consultation, like here, I didn't say who must come or who didn't come. And we didn't say, well, this community must be invited or you can't speak or the other. It's open, and that is how we do consultation. Everyone here has equal rights. And especially the elected leaders ought to and must be respected in this regard. The other issue that I want to make clear, and the perception, no one is giving away any title land, no one is giving away any area that has been established. That has not been done, and that will not be done. And I want to assure everyone here, go back and you take the message, not this government, not this president, will allow anyone, any group, foreigners, local, or whoever they are, to infringe on areas of persons as it relates to persons' rights in this regard. Having said that too, we need to look at the other points that were raised. Outstanding applications, the processing I mentioned, also the resources that we have put in the budget to move in the same areas, and the extension, that money has come out of the budget. These things require money to be done. It has held that program back because of the budgetary cuts that we've had. But what we will intend to do, I'm quite sure, the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs, which is the lead agency in terms of processing and administering extensions and land titling, that the ministry representative, Ms. Yvonne Pearson, the former chairperson of the National Two Shows Council, will certainly take those concerns back. And I'm quite sure that the Minister of Amerindian Affairs will be interested in perhaps coming out again. And I know she's been visiting in interacting on those particular issues. I also want us, and I want to extend an invitation, but we will confirm the date, to meet with all the two shows in terms of the South and also at the North Rupununi. Perhaps for us to have one session whereby we will bring the heads of all the natural resources agencies, and that is from our ministry standpoint, and for us to have a very open, share information, because a lot of time it's more information that is needed. And perhaps we can do that sometime in July. I don't want to give a commitment for this month, because this month is moving quickly, and next month. But you will be advised, whereby in conjunction with the regional administration, the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs, I will bring all the heads of our agencies out there to meet with the two shows and for you to raise concerns, so that we can all be in a better position to address those particular concerns. And I want to propose that we do that in July, so that all the different issues that we've raised, that my good friend Patrick Gomes, I'm not sure how he can locate me, but perhaps because I'm also out, not necessarily in Georgetown, but being other parts of the country. But we can talk on the different proposals, we can examine it, because that's the way in which we want to work. We're in this together. We're not on separate sides. We all share a common vision, a common outlook. And that is what we want to in terms of move forward in this regard. And I want us to recognize those particular issues, and for us to move forward, for us to deliberate, and for us to address in a very open way all our concerns. and for us to agree. And so there's no need for anyone to cry. There's need, what this government has done, our track record speaks for itself, and you know it, in addressing an Amerindian land issue. And up to 1992, you know what, no progress has been made, only commitments. From 1992, the amount of work has been done in terms of land titling. We've gone out to the international community. We've made this a priority under the low carbon development strategy resources. We put it in the budget. Look who took it out of the budget. It is not the PPP Civic. It's not this government that took it out of the budget. It was taken out by the opposition. And perhaps some person from that same group will come and say the government not doing enough for the land titling. They come and they say that out here in the Rupununi. And when they go into Parliament, they take the money out. So it is like telling the government to walk, but cut off our legs. And then at the end of the day, say, well, why you haven't reached your destination? And that is the reality that we have to face and have to confront. So, yes, I understand the passion. I share the passion. But also, we need to know what the facts are. And we need to take account. And I want to tell you that the government, the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs, and all the associated ministries and agencies, that we are not going to allow the violation, the infringement, or have an indifference to persons' rights in whatever form, be it land or other opportunities, as we have done, and done so very proudly, and will continue to do in terms of going forward. So those are some of the comments I wanted to make in terms of the points that were raised, and I look forward for us to have a follow-up session and I want to share no one name will be ticked off or scratched off from any list. So I'm saying it public, tell everyone, and even if you're not told and you hear about it, come. We will make the arrangements for you. And we want to do that in that open way. If you want to say something? Yes. Sure, go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I'm not sure if we understand the magnitude of what the minister just committed to, that we are not going to have any lottery. But my concern here is not about the lottery, but it's the location of where these blocks are. And it is very unfortunate that with GGMC, with their equipped GIS department, could not see fit to bring a big map for us.
There's a big map. And they brought the equipment to put it up on the screen, but there's no screen. They brought it for a point and everything, but we will leave all the maps here. And we plug everything there. So it's not unfortunate, the maps are there. You can hold it and check it.
Push up the battery. Yeah.
And there were maps I told were left at the last, but anyway, let's see.
Because as I shouted here, up to now, as a community, we have not gotten the map.
But who the maps were left with? Where did we go?
Right? As a community, I am saying here.
But the elected representative is to show. And you were there.
I was there at the meeting, and I will tell you. I managed to print out a little bit of the small ones that were given out, and that was given out to some community members.
And the larger maps were left with the
Let's go for...
And to show is saying that the map is in the office.
What is it in the office? What is it in the office?
All right. One of the things, because as a community here, we've been told, and from what GGMC had informed us, the bank will to be held over. And if you know where Carwayman Top is, you can stand up on any hill here, and you will see the mountains right across there. And when you say that we are going to work on principles, and internationally accepted principles, what we are having here now should have happened long before. So let us turn that around. And I heard my sister clearly just now, and she reminded me of somebody, and that's I would still call her my Tusha, because she's one of my mentors. Because when she represents an issue, she takes it to heart. What has happened here has really touched people. has really touched people. And it's unfortunate that we only have some Tushaos here who can speak on behalf of their people. And that is what Tushao Iwan used to do when she was our leader of our community. And maybe leaders, you can look at her, you can look at Tushao Danny, you can look at other Tushaos and really represent the interests of your people. The next thing is that in terms of what you are calling, should really have happened a while ago. I will tell you, 2 years ago we made a presentation in Georgetown about some of these aspirations, some of these indigenous conservation principles, and all of these things that would be so helpful in how we manage our lands. And I fully support what Alma has said, and I'm sure a lot of our community members can support that. That this area here, let us put it up as a conservation area. Let us work together, as you said, and we're going to hold you to your word. I think it is time we stop putting the cart before the horse. Yeah. And really do it in the proper way. And what you have said today, and the commitment of no lottery being held over that area, I take that to heart, and I thank you so much on behalf of not only my people who are here, my children, who will one day call those mountains their own, because it is ours. The river that has affected, and I am sorry, and this just shows how disconnected the ministries are, that Tushao Iwan brought only the Aishaltan fire. Because when you look at where Kutaru flows, that is why Tushao Dani, that is why Tushao Abunuta, and that is why Tushao from Deputy Tushao from Aruna, all here, because that is exactly where the river flows on their boundary. There is now a turtle project that is happening in Rio. And I will tell you what, right now you can find the Arapaima that is endangered up in the Kutaru. You have the Matat, the big giant freshwater turtle. The Kutaru is home to that turtle. So it is not just our own as using, as fishing, as moving from here to the huge conservation potential also. And I will say here, while Mental is out of my title, legally it may be so, but that is also part of my home. Because like the legal boundary which falls right behind the hospital here, we use Kashan, we use Rupununi, and those are our homes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Hello?
Up there.
Hello? Okay, very good. I just wanted to recall what the Honorable Minister said just now, that there will be no lottery for the time. I need to get clear on that statement. Are you actually saying, Honorable Minister, that down the line there will be another lottery? The second one is that there is definite, serious and grave concerns over the location of the 127 blocks. I haven't heard any speaker so far said, of course I support all what they said too, is that we are asking that all those 127 blocks be revoked and all of those blocks be given back to the communities concerned. Thank you.
My good friend here, don't believe I wouldn't respond to your concerns. What I want to say is that at the GGMC, I've asked the technical staff to look at how it is we can address those 120-something that were applied for. We have not received any application for them as yet. The processing takes a while, so we will look at arrangements we can make. And in the meantime, we want to give the communities the chance to think over this issue. As I said, we are not going to be proceeding with that planned lottery. That is commitment I'm giving to you. And even those that were awarded, we are looking at ways in which we can have some adjustments made in this regard. But I have to be properly advised, but I'm giving you the word that we will not be moving in that area. But let the communities discuss it. If the communities have different views, different perspective on it, we can deal with that matter. All right?
Just a quick question,
Sure.
Minister. Can you say where 7 blocks have been given out already? Is it on the Karawai Metro area, or is it...
They have not been given out. They've been applied for. That's why I needed us to understand the terminologies correctly. They were just applied for.
Because what our concern is those blocks that have been identified.
Yeah, well, my intention is for us to look back at that entire area. Not the one, but look back at the entire area, inclusive of that. And then look at some arrangement we can make in terms of those applicants. Leave that, we will find an administrative mechanism. But the concerns, we will look at the different issues that were raised, but because those areas, as it were, still fall within the mining areas of the country, the GGMT will continue to have its oversight of those areas. The other thing is too, I want the communities, the Tushao, and to also look, because there are also developments, positive developments that are associated with good mining practices. And I want the community to discuss those things. So all is not bad, but I want the community itself to ventilate, to review, and to look at its own position in those matters. And perhaps when we reach in July, we can then have the Tushaos can have further discussion, having engaged with the wider community on those matters. And that is the way forward I would suggest that we deal with those particular issues. And I hope that this brings clarity and it puts to rest whatever concerns that you may have. And I do hope that in July we can deal with that. So can we have the last question from the lady? I want to let her go without that. How many persons no wish to speak? No, I just need to show of hands. We have 1, 2, 2 persons, 3. So after the speaker, we'll have the 3 others, and then we will have the technical staff from the different agencies. I will ask them to remain, and they can, if you have particular concerns or queries, they will certainly do that. Sure.
Thank you very much, Minister.
Honorable Minister, members of the head table, Tushaos, villagers of the different communities, brothers and sisters of Aishalton. I am Dorothy James, the chairperson of the Aishalton Women's Association. And you may have heard my name appearing over and over in this meeting. Now, we are here to stand united as one, trying to raise the issue on our proposed extension of the Wapichan land territory. And I need every one of you here